Hello friends, it's Zoe and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be doing another 2025 setup, and this one will be more beginner friendly and, as always, simple and easy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Zoe, I'm 23, and I've been bullet journaling since 2016. If you'd like to join my cozy corner of the internet where we focus on healthy productivity and journaling, we would love to have you, so please subscribe if you're interested. As you might have caught in the beginning of this video, there is a name that is not Zoe written on the front of this journal. And that's because every year I make my cousin a custom bullet journal. So if you're Phoenix, stop watching right now so you don't ruin your Christmas gift. You have 3 seconds to click off. Okay, now that we're all here and that we're not a cousin named Phoenix, welcome. This is the cover page of her journal that I'm setting up right now. It's just a simple welcome page and kind of marking off the year and the fact that this is her 5th bullet journal. So for this first page, I'm setting up a future log, and this is where I'll write down all of the months of the year, and it's a place where you can write down holidays, birthdays, appointments, anything that you have set for the entire year, it can be recorded here. If you are unfamiliar with the bullet journaling system, I highly recommend that you look up Ryder Carroll, who is the inventor of the bullet journal. I highly recommend for you to look him up and learn the system the traditional way, especially if this is your first time bullet journaling. I am planning on making a future video on how to actually bullet journal, because sometimes it can be hard to just get started. But for now, this page is pretty simple. I'm just filling in the days of each month, so it's gonna have 6 months on one page and 6 months on the other. And yeah, it's just a simple calendar, and underneath the little calendar, you're just going to write down whatever it is that you have that day. I also already made a mistake on this first page of the journal, so that was really humbling, and I actually made a lot more mistakes as I was setting up this journal. So, it adds to the charm of the bullet journal. It's not some computer printed thing. You're gonna have mistakes here and there, and perfectionism is not your friend here. So, just wanted to show that even though I've been bullet journaling for like 8 years, I still make mistakes, and it's totally okay. For this next page, I have my 2025 resolutions. So I split it up into 4 categories, and those 4 categories are personal, health, academic, and work. Sometimes it's easier to break down your goals into categories like this just to get a sense of what you're hoping to achieve this year. And then next to that, I thought it would be fitting to have a 2025 accomplishments page. So throughout the year, you can write down what you've accomplished, and having it side by side with your resolutions, I think, is a fun idea, because you can complete one in the beginning of the year and then one at the end, and really reflect on what you hope to achieve and what you managed to achieve in that year. Sometimes the year plays out in ways that you would have never imagined, so it's nice to reflect and pat yourself on the back, Give yourself some credit for all the things that you've achieved this year, can be big or small. This next spread is a things to check out spread. I first separated the page into 5 categories. So this includes books, TV shows, movies, places, and podcasts. And obviously this can be adjusted to fit whatever you're interested in. Some other things I've seen were concerts or items. Maybe it's like skincare that you want to try out, makeup products that you want to try out, anything. So whatever you're interested in checking out, you can put on this page. And I just put the things that my cousin is interested in. And I also included sections for the date and a little place for star rating. So even though the movies and podcasts doesn't have the star rating column, after you write the movie title, you can simply just write the number of stars after it, and it still works. This next page is a money tracker. So on each side of the page, I made 2 boxes, and in each box there's 4 columns. The first column on the left is the date, and then after that is the time. So that can be either the shift that you have or the number of hours you worked, and then after that is the description, and the amount is on the right side. I forgot to leave a space at the bottom for a total amount, but you can just write in the margin of the page the total amount on the bottom. And yeah, this is a very helpful tracker for managing your income, but I've also seen people write their expenses in this way too. And for the last spread, I have my 2025 ins and outs page. I got a question in my last video of what do I write in this page, and I realized I completely forgot to explain it, so I'll explain it now. But basically in the in section, you want to write anything that you want to bring to the new year, whatever's in for the new year. So that can be either positive mentalities or actual items. It really depends on what you want. I've seen a lot of examples on the internet, so if you need any inspiration, you can go on to Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok, and there's a lot of examples there, as well as I will be posting mine on my Instagram after the new year, so you can give me a follow there if you want. And yeah, for the out section is anything that you want to leave behind in the past year, so anything negative. It can be random, abstract, literal, anything you want. You can write anything that you simply want to let go of this year. And then to the right of that page, I have my winter bucket list. So I wanted to include these little bucket lists for each of the seasons throughout the journal, just because I think it's fun to play into the season that you're in, especially since I moved back to the East Coast. I really do get my full range of the 4 seasons, so it's always fun to make these lists with a friend or by yourself. It's always a fun time. So here is a flip through of these beginning spreads. I kept it very minimal and simple and easy for her to fill out. I found that the easier you make things for yourself, the more likely it is that you're going to keep up with it. I didn't do as many trackers for her as I did for myself, just because I know that maybe she won't be needing those, and if she wants to, she can make it herself. And now for these next pages, I'm setting up the actual monthly pages. So I like to start each month with a little mini calendar. I used to make a full spread calendar for her, but she realized that she didn't really need all that space. So I adjusted it the next time I made the custom bullet journal for her, and she really liked this page because it kind of doubles as a title page and calendar. On the next spread, I have a page for her goals. So this also is a giant page for any of the goals that she wants to set for the month. And then I've also seen her use the space at the bottom for other things, like when that dopamine menu was trending on TikTok, I saw her write it in this section. So just a lot of empty space for her to utilize. And then on the right side, I have my habits tracker. So I like to draw out calendars for 9 habits. She's really good about keeping up with her habits, even though I could never do 9, but she's really good at it. So yeah, maximize the space for that. And I just like to draw the outline of the month instead of writing down every single day, just because it's easier and I think it works fine. And yes, you'll see me make a mistake in drawing the calendars. I don't know why, but I totally forgot about the last day of January and had to redraw it. And this whiteout tape is not doing it for me, but it's okay. She can live with the little mistake. And then this next spread I'm doing is something called a gratitude log, but in reality it's kind of just a space for you to write in every day. So first I split the page in half and made sure I had enough room for 8 rows. So this allows for 31 days to fit on one page. And for a gratitude log, you can write down something you're grateful for every day, and this has shown to increase positivity and contentness with life. But in the past, I've also seen people do like one highlight of your day every day, or you can write down a favorite memory of that day every day. It's really flexible, so whatever you want to do. It's a very small box, so it's really easy to fill in, and it'll probably take like 10 seconds of your time every day, but it's something you can look back on and just read when you're feeling low, or when you think you've had a bad month, you can look back and be like, oh, I did all these cool things. So yeah, when life gets rough, it can be hard to remember all the good times. So I think it's a nice page to look back on. And now I'm just going in with the weekly setups. So I just split the page into quarters for all the days and kept it really, really simple because she actually is a super busy girl and is always filling up her days with lots of things. So I didn't really decorate the spreads too much, but I made sure that each month kind of had a color palette. And that's what I like to do instead of themes for her. And I made sure to get lots of stickers, and at the end of the video you'll see me show the decorated version of these spreads. But yeah, I made sure to go to DAISO and pick up lots of stickers to really hone in on the cuteness of the journal, and it's also very easy for me to set up rather than drawing everything. So yes, stick around to the end for the flip through of the final result. And now lastly, for the end of the month, I like to have a space for a recap. You've seen me do this in my bullet journal, in my monthly journal Plan With Me's. I often have a recap section of my journal too. But for her, it's a bit bigger, and there's 5 spaces for her to write her own categories in. There's 2 larger boxes, and I've seen her write down maybe the highlights of the month, or maybe favorites, I think. And then 3 smaller spaces for favorite music, or maybe food she's tried for the first time, or exercises that she was into. So whatever she wants to put, she can put in this space. And then I just repeated those same spreads for the rest of the first half of 2025. And then once we reach July, I like to have a little bullet journaling consultation with her and see what spreads worked for her and what spreads didn't, and then we can adjust the pages from there. Instead of committing to a whole journal for a whole year, we have this time for the middle of the year for a little reflection and a place to adjust, which I think is very fun. And I love bullet journaling because I can adjust it every week, every day. But for her, this works very well. Here is the final flip through. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. I hope you got some inspiration from this video and got a look into a more simpler side of bullet journaling. It's not always all about the themes or the fancy stickers. It's really about, writing down your to-do lists and achieving your goals. So that's the main focus of this journal. And I really wanted to put more stickers, but I think that she actually uses up the whole box. So I didn't want to overcrowd the page with too much cuteness. But yeah, after I filled in the pages, I went in with my stickers and added some drop shadows and other embellishments to the page, just to add the finishing touches. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Leave a comment with maybe a green emoji so I know that you made it to the end of the video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!